Hello again. There aren't many videos about city builders on the channel, apparently, so I made another one. Today I will show you another 10 games I found, and of course 5 additional ones as honorable mentions. I really tried to find some games that are actually new, upcoming, and some of them even released this month. Yeah, I've made sure to make your gaming experience as good as possible with new city builders we all love. Anyway, we will jump into the list in just a second, but before we go, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. That would be great. Also, I really wanted to tell you something and share my recent thoughts, and I will do it at the end of the video, so if you're interested or want to hear what I'm about to say, don't skip the outro. Thanks. This interesting looking game is Kingdom Loop, and as you may figure out, you will be making loops on your horse around your kingdom, and as you move, some things will happen, changing the world. You will have a hand of cards to throw onto the board and create your kingdom. You can put rocks, forests, flowers and buildings, and each type of building can be combined with another one to create even more stuff. You will also take part in battles, you will watch them basically, as this is an auto battler, so your job is to assemble an army and let them do the work. You will also find items that you can equip, choose a different hero, each has their own unique story and abilities, and for most you will have to defeat the evil. I don't know, I think this game looks great and presents an interesting idea. Wishlist it if you are interested. Do you like dragons? Well, Dragonscale Monastery lets you discover secrets about dragon breeding. Yes, you will build a monastery in the high mountains, and you will play this as your typical city builder, where you acquire resources and use them to build stuff. The thing is, you have to manage both the needs of your monks and your dragons, so be prepared for that. On the other hand, building a city and living at the top of a freaking mountain is not an easy task, so be ready to face harsh weather conditions, scarce resources and unforgiving terrain. Bridges and ladders are your friends. You will then organize dangerous expeditions to explore and discover new things, and most importantly, breed new dragons. You will be able to discover new species and their hidden powers that will come in handy. This city builder and management game is one of the most unique titles on this list. This game is called House of Legacy, and the first thing we can see is the very interesting visual style that I must say looks really good. This one is still another city builder, so our main goal is to, guess what? Build a city. Yes, you can really let your creativity shine and build really amazing cities. Beautifully decorated, full of trees, ponds and flowers, or just simple builds full of buildings and roads. It's up to you. Apart from that, you will manage resources and navigate through a labyrinth of relations, from alliances to vendettas. You will have to interact with NPCs, bestow clan members with knowledge, wed them to other houses, and fight with other rival houses. This game has a lot to offer, and it looks like a really solid and complex city builder with a great management system and even some strategy elements where you will use your forces to destroy rebellions and so on. It looks really good, and it comes to early access this month, so we won't be waiting long to try one out. Sintopia is something I'm actually really looking forward to, as this is a city builder in which we run a literal hell. Our job is to punish souls for their sins, generating profit to help build and sustain hell. This game merges very well known mechanics from sandbox god games with typical management and city building elements. How does this work? It's really simple. We build our hellish empire, and in the meantime, we use our godly powers on the surface to punish people for their sins. Someone is really sinful, or just walks slowly, or you just don't like someone, strike them with lightning and send them to hell. Then build another object and make sure to re-educate other souls so they won't sin as much in other lives. The balance must be maintained. So yeah, even though this game looks really quirky, it gives off really strong black and white vibes for me, so I'm gonna play it. Wishlist it if you are interested. Wool at the Gates looks strikingly similar to Thronefall, a game you probably recognize, and it is not without reason. This game is inspired by titles like Darfall, among others, and is a fusion of tower defense, auto battles, and city builders. You will build and upgrade structures like towers, walls, and resource-generating buildings to grow your economy and defend against hordes of sheep. You need to strategize your play, position your troops, make sure your defenses are wisely put together, and most importantly, use your hero to destroy enemies. You will also use class synergies. Elves, humans, and orcs have their own unique buildings and faction talent trees you can unlock. This game looks like a lot of fun. It has a really simple graphical style and the whole gameplay is very minimalistic. I really like Darfall, and I hope Wool at the Gates will be another great game. A demo is available to play, so give it a try. Fantastic Haven is a game about building a sanctuary, a shelter for endangered fantasy creatures. In a world where magic is gradually disappearing in favor of technological advances that threaten the balance, you play the role of the Elders, protectors of the continent. Each location on the map is unique with its own difficulty, where we will build basic infrastructures, unlock new research and buildings that will enable us to welcome creatures and make the refugee prosper. The surrounding area is full of points of interest, so we will send out our mages to explore it. They will find injured or endangered creatures and bring them to town. We will then have to build an enclosed area to keep them, take care of them, and create beautiful places for them to live and thrive. And trust me, we can build some amazing stuff. This game looks really amazing. It seems like a great, relaxing experience full of magic and wonder. City Tales is a game with an organic building system where we are free to shape vast living cities. Graphically, this game looks amazing and we can build some interesting things. I really like this style and how vibrant everything looks. It's a rather relaxing experience with a lot of freedom. We will become the leader of our people, shape their districts and provide them with everything they need. Our villagers will create natural and growing cities, carve pathways by themselves and so on, so everything can feel like it's alive. They know how to shape their districts and they will do so. Some of them need taverns, some are charged, so they will create what they desire, but in the end, each area will evolve based on your choices. You will also have to manage your economy, gather resources, and make swift strategic decisions for your city. Darfall is yet another unique entry on this list and one of my favorites. It is a hero-based RPG city builder in which we explore, find loot and level up our hero by day and fight hordes of monsters attacking our city at night. Sounds familiar? Yes, this is something like other Night Horde games. Maybe not like There Are Billions, but more like The Last Spell or even Age of Darkness. There is a whole campaign to follow, a scenario editor and survival mode to play. You will build your city and defend it at night. You can use wizards, knights, archers and more fantastic classes to destroy even more fantastic creatures using not only your force but also artifacts, for example. I love how everything looks in the game, and I think this night survival thing is my new jam recently, so I'm looking forward to seeing more games of this type. Darfall releases literally tomorrow, so give it a try. Okay, now it's time for a more classical approach, as Tom to City is your really classical city builder. The first thing I can say I love about this game is being able to break free from grid-based building. Everything gridless, and that lets us work with our city as we like. We can carefully strategize the placement of our buildings and roads however we like, unleash our creativity thanks to a plethora of customization options. We can set up lighting, plant flowers and wooded parks, decorate houses, and many more. Of course, we have to remember that it's still a city builder, so there is some management to do. As our city grows, we have to meet the increasing needs of our growing population. We have to provide everything our people need, even some specific requests by individual residents. You will assign workers to jobs, research new buildings and decorations, and expand. Everything in beautiful voxel graphics. There is also much more to discover in this game, like a full campaign to play through, for example. I think this is easily one of the best games I presented to you today. Even though it doesn't stand out with gameplay like Sintopia, for example, it brings a classical, really well done city building experience, a lot of freedom, and possibly a really relaxing experience. And before we jump to spot number 1, I've prepared 5 additional games as honorable mentions. And last but not least, we've got Orc Warchief Strategy City Builder. The story revolves around rebuilding the might of the Horde. We as orcs need to gather necessary resources to construct buildings and expand our village, hunt for food, mine metal to forge weapons, train warriors and equip them with various armor and gear, and build defenses to buy some time for preparations. This one offers good old base building gameplay where we will use our orcs to gather resources around our base, trade, fight with dangerous events, and build an army to then raid human villages or ambush their caravans. We will upgrade and unlock new buildings, new special units, worship our gods, and unlock powers that will help us defeat enemies in various ways, depending on our god. This game has really good graphics and an interesting idea. I mean, we are orcs and we behave like ones. Our job is to strike, fear and destroy. Defeat is not an option. A true orc is born and dies in battle. And that's everything I prepared for you today. I hope you liked this video and found some great new games to play. I'd like to take a minute of your time and say something about what's happening behind the camera and the microphone. I had to take a break from recording as I felt burnt out as hell. I couldn't even come up with ideas for new videos. I was circling between the same topics recently, and from the moment I started making 2 videos per week, I quickly ran out of ideas for future content. I'm back now, and while making this video I was really tired. I'm still tired. I hope you won't notice it. I tried to make this video a bit different, hope you can see it, and there will be a lot of changes in future videos, so be sure to keep an eye on the new things I try to put in. Anyway, I hope you like what I'm doing, and I would love to hear your thoughts about the video and what you would change in the future ones. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later this week in a brand new series. Thanks again, and bye.